Is it the defense forces doing the projects, or it is this Chinese company? And Minister, I say this with a lot of prompting from Kenyans who are watching, because just a few days ago, a man who was competing with this company bid for the construction of the railways in Nairobi, $22 billion. And this guy, his bid was $29 billion. And because of that, the guy who was competitive was deported, Mr. Speaker. Can you... Senator I am building my question, Mr. Speaker.
No problem. I have no problem with you building the question. But you're referring to this guy. Who is this guy? Be specific.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you for taking me there. Mr. Speaker, I was just building my question, but because you have invited me, the construction of the rail line in Nairobi, China Road and Bridges Construction Company made a bid of $22 billion. And his competitor, again, Chinese CEEE, made, GCC, made a bid of 29, the other way around. This guy made a bid of 20. Relax. You are a junior member of parliament. Listen to us. We want to teach you. You are not a minister. Shame on you, Tabitha. We are talking about public funds, not funds of your family.
Senator Khalwale.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Khalwale. Order, senators. Order, senators. Senator Khalwale. Order, senators. Order. Senator Khalwale, I'm a little bit disappointed that you are calling Tabitha a first-time member, yet you're on the floor of the House and you're engaging her instead of engaging the chair. You seem to have forgotten that procedure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order, Senator Tabitha?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senior, as I call him, Senator Boni Khalwale, just called me shameless on the floor of this House. As a senior member, I expect him to show a lot of respect. And there's always a beginning, there's always a starting point. You know? So, Mr. Speaker, I would like him to withdraw and apologize.
What's your point of order, Cherargei?
Mr. Speaker, I raise under Standing Order 101 on contents of speech that I demand Senator Boni Khalwale, who is a Gaina by Medic. Mr. Speaker, it says, under Standing Order 1016, a senator shall refer to another senator by the title senator, and he referred as a junior senator and called Senator Mutinda shameless. Mr. Speaker, he called shame on you. Can the distinguished senator of Kakamega, Senator Boni Khalwale, doctor, withdraw and apologize to Senator Mutinda and other first-time members of the Senate? Because, Mr. Speaker, we'll send him to Italanyi. You know, there's somebody called Italanyi in Kakamega. If he plays around, we'll send him the bullfighting, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni Khalwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni Khalwale, if you did indeed call Senator Tabitha names, it is only proper as a senior member of this House to apologize and withdraw, and then proceed with your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to do so, but in a procedural manner. The member who is raising the point of order has told all Kenyans who care to listen that he went to Kapsabet High School. The English of Khalwale is a Gaina by Medic. Does not sound like the English of somebody who went through a credible school like Kapsabet High School. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to withdraw the remarks about the distinguished Senator Tabitha Maureen Mutinda.
Cherargei, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, this is 101, Mr. Speaker. I am not in discussion. If he wants to discuss me, he can bring a substantive motion. And I will hold him by the balls, Mr. Speaker. This is somebody, Mr. Speaker, this is a disgraced chief whip. We removed him. If he was a very efficient, why did we whip him, Mr. Speaker? Can he withdraw and apologize, Mr. Speaker, to me? He cannot go on record, Mr. Speaker. He must apologize. He must apologize, Mr. Speaker, for discussing the school in disrepute, Mr. Speaker. He must apologize, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you cannot allow Senator Boni Khalwale to go on record, Mr. Speaker, to discuss me. The standing orders provide for why is he discussing me. The issue was he should withdraw what he referred to Senator Mutinda. It was not about me. So can he withdraw, or if he wants to discuss me, you can bring a substantive motion, Mr. Speaker. I don't care. And I will deal with him, Mr. Speaker. If he's smoking bhang, he should stop smoking bhang, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Senator Cherargei. You are out of order. You are out of order. Senator Cherargei, before we even go to that matter, you are grossly out of order. Senator Cherargei, I want you to apologize and withdraw this last statement you made on Boni Khalwale, on Senator Boni Khalwale.
Mr. Speaker, the point has been made. I withdraw.
And
but
apologize.
He knows what he consumes. That is why he gets confused
Withdraw
and insults everybody.
Withdraw and apologize.
I withdraw and apologize, but he consumes that substance.
Well. Senator Cherargei, that is not proper,
But
Senator Cherargei.
he must also withdraw, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cherargei, we were going to ask him to
apologize,
apologize,
I withdraw
but
and
you have
apologize
completely...
to my good neighbor, Senator Boni Khalwale, for what he uses.
Senator Boni Khalwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was making a very important point. And the point, Mr. Speaker, is...
Senator
yes.
Boni Khalwale.
Yes.
Did you in any way or form disrespect the great school of Kapsabet boys when making your submission?
Not in any way, Mr. Speaker.
What did you mean by your statement?
I was wondering how a great school like Kapsabet High School could possibly
and
have
be very careful.
out.
Be very careful.
Yes,
so
yes.
that you don't fall into the trap again.
Exactly.
Proceed.
Would possibly have churned out what the country is witnessing, but that is not the issue. The issue, Mr. Speaker, is that, Mr. Speaker, the issue is that...
Senator Boni Khalwale, order, Senator. Sit down. Senator Boni Khalwale. Senator Boni Khalwale, just withdraw and apologize and proceed with your question.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have withdrawn and apologized. Mr. Speaker, any attempts to try and silence this very important point is not fair to the public. China Roads and Bridges Construction Company made a bid, I said, of 29 billion shillings. And the same project, China Communication Constructions Company made a bid of $22 billion. So the guy of $22 billion was not only denied that contract, but he has been deported out of the country, Mr. Speaker. And people with financial understanding are telling us that it might cost Kenya up to 7 billion shillings for denying this guy a fair opportunity to get this job. So, Mr. Speaker, I was using that to build the question to the minister that is Article 227 from which the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act 2015 is drawn, is it applicable in this story of stadia in this country? And if it is, how come that CRBC keeps on getting these jobs, and then we are told it is the defense forces which are constructing, and when you go on site, you see Chinese people on the site. Are Chinese members of the military?
Senator Boni Khalwale, just to better understand your question, the reference you made for the amounts bidded for a project, we need you to be a little bit more specific. Which project are you referring to?
Mr. Speaker, the British government is supporting the Republic of Kenya in upgrading the transport system using rail in Nairobi. And this project is in public domain. So I was using it to build my concern that this particular contractor appears to be enjoying some privileges within the decision-making system of the Republic at the expense of Article 227, which provides that procurement of public goods and services, Mr. Speaker, must be fair, must be competitive, must be equitable, and must be done at a cost-effective fee.
Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and honorable members. And it is always a pleasure, to be in this house and to witness the debate. Coming back to the issues. First of all, I want to say that the facts that have been provided by the honorable senator about procurement and the issues raised are not related to what we do in the ministry. As much as they have been used to build a case, they are not related to what we do in the Ministry of Sports, Creative Economy, and Sports. And we can demonstrate, Honorable Speaker, that we have different contractors across Kenya who do the different facilities, and we can demonstrate that. And in as much as the debate has gone in that direction, I want to confirm that the Ministry of Sports adheres to the procurement law. And therefore, we have no reason to send panic to Kenyans. The contractor who is in Murang'a is a different contractor. The contractor in Kitui is different. The contractor in Bukhungu is different. The contractor in Kapkatet is different. The contractor in Kipchoge Keino is different from the contractor in Masinde Muliro. And Marsabit, and in Nandi, in Mombasa, and in Kakamega. So I think in terms of this session, Honorable Speaker, allow me to confirm that we have followed the procurement law, and that can be demonstrated. I think the other details that there was procurement of 22 billion and 29 billion, they are not facts that we can use to build a case for the Ministry of Sports. So I just wanted to make that clarity and to thank members of the Senate for this opportunity, and given another chance, we will continue to engage on matters of sports, on matters of youth affairs and other matters that concern the ministry. Otherwise, I want to thank you most sincerely
Cabinet.
and to assure you that the reforms that His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is doing to promote talent development across Kenya. These efforts have been unprecedented because you remember, honorable members, that for 40 years, Kenya could not even host a continental tournament. It is only during the leadership of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto that now we are back. We are back in the continental affairs. And as a ministry, we are on schedule to implement this vision and to ensure that we give opportunity to all Kenyans at the grassroots to have sports facilities where they can train, they can develop their talent, and we can make talent a source of livelihoods. Honorable Speaker, along that direction, we have equally reviewed the cash awards for different athletes so that we can make sports a fully fledged livelihood program. And we are going on to make sure that we even, maybe next time, we will come back here with a new policy and legislation that is looking at how we can commercialize sports. And again, in that policy and legislation, we are also making proposals on how we can manage the sports infrastructure across Kenya so that they can be sustainable, so that they can support generations to come, and the public can have value for money. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and members of the Senate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Cabinet Secretary. No, I'm not taking any more. I'm not taking more. No, we are out of time. Cabinet Secretary, I know that was almost, yes, just order, senators, order. Order, just hear me out. Cabinet Secretary, I know that was almost your closing statement, but we still have two more questions from two senators, and I will allow the two senators, Senator Seki, and then followed by Senator Joe Newton. The last two questions.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think I was almost to be cut off, but I really appreciate it. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask a question to the Cabinet Secretary and really want to appreciate him for answering questions well and try to be calm when sometimes we are hot in this house. Honorable Speaker, the CS for sports need to tell this house, because I think he's tried to respond to many questions in different counties, but I've not heard anything about Kajiado. Honorable Speaker, could the Cabinet Secretary tell us or tell this house what are the plans for the ministry in regards to stadiums, any sports arrangements or even projects in Kajiado? But I want also him to respond on how is he giving individuals, and that is one of the best, important questions that you want to answer. One of the individuals is doing some stadiums in Kajiado, constructing with government money and hand over to KFS. Is it KFF or what? Yes. And hand over them, because this last week or Saturday, we had one individual who did a study in Ngong, in Kitengela, to a tune of almost 6 million, purporting to be the ministry's money. I don't know if you have that arrangement, that funding, and I think it is good that I say this by the name State House Controller is going around doing your work. I don't know if you have that budget.
Senator, Senator Seki, I want to caution you. There is no way you can drop names
I withdraw
of
the
officers.
name,
Withdraw.
but I think you really know get it. You've got it now. The name of the person who is doing on your behalf some works. I don't know if you have that budget. So I wanted the clarification from the ministry. Is that money coming from the ministry? Because he was ready to launch a stadium, Kitengela Stadium, to your department just recently. So we wanted to do that, to get that clarification, because these are public funds, because there is no one individual who can have more than 7 million to put on a public field or even stadium without the ministry. So I wanted that clarification, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Joe Newton.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I just wanted to ask the CS whether he is aware that a stadium in Muranga by the name Gakoigo Stadium has already been approved for upgrading by the ministry, but then it has now been moved from Gakoigo sports grounds to another area, Mr. Speaker. So I needed to know whether he is aware and what the reasons are for moving Gakoigo Stadium to another place. And finally, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, to just inform the minister that Kenya has performed before President Ruto came to power. In 1987, we won the African Cup of Nations which was done in the Nyayo Stadium. So, Mr. Speaker, it's important that the CS may have that information. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you very much, honorable members and honorable Speaker. First of all, I want to say that in Kajiado, we have not allocated 7 million for any facility. And as I said earlier, we encourage the private sector to participate also in, mobilizing resources for sports activities. However, we don't have any 7 million budget that has been allocated to an individual. And where this has been done, then maybe at a later stage, we will look at the standards. However, we don't have that. What we have in Kajiado is a plan in Kajiado West and Kajiado South and North. We are actually assessing, and it is part of the list that we have submitted to Sports Kenya board so that they can approve, and then we can move ahead to do a proper facility in that county. Individuals are encouraged also to make a contribution. However, the ministry will reserve the right to make sure that there is compliance with sports standards. In Muranga,